Alright, ready?
I am indeed.
Okay. Okay, well, that's a fail.
I don't know why my recorder flick isn't working, but I see it was working on your stream, so.
I don't know.
Is that one Franker phases or better Twitch?
I have no idea. Oh, no, it's better Twitch.
Why is it not working? I have GIF emotes enabled.
Oh, shit,
Whatever.
dude.
Okay,
I'm
what's
such a failure. Why do I have a topic on here still? God damn it, Ryan.
Ah, dude.
I'm just bad at this. Okay. Episode 2 of the Shit Talking Podcast. How you doing today, Ryan?
Good. How are you doing, Jess?
Yay! I feel like killing myself.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah, feels good.
So a lot happened this past week, actually. Believe it or not.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. What topic you want to start off with?
Do you even want to hit on like the Super Bowl halftime show and how it, like they Maroon 5 teased the idea of like paying tribute to Steven Hillenburg and SpongeBob and everything?
Uh-huh.
We ended up showing like a 3-second clip from SpongeBob saying like it was like some clip where they're introducing the greatest performance or their greatest performer of our time, and then fucking Travis Scott Sicko Mode starts playing, and then it cuts to that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, it did. So SpongeBob fans are fucking outraged.
I mean, I didn't I didn't get to catch it personally, but that
I
sounds
just watched
awful.
the halftime show. It was bad, dude. And then lead singer of Maroon 5 for like he kept like losing an article of clothing after like each song. And, like by the end for moves like Jagger, he had like no shirt on. I mean, he's pretty hot, but yeah, it was
I mean, so why would they say that they were gonna do that and then didn't? I don't get it.
Well, people like assumed they would because everyone signed the petition stuff. There's like millions of signatures.
Oh,
on the
okay.
petition
Well,
for it.
okay. So I thought,
And then they showed a teaser. Maroon 5 had like a teaser trailer of what they were gonna play, and they showed like a clip of SpongeBob or like a picture of SpongeBob. So everyone's like, "Oh, they're gonna sing, Sweet Victory from
okay.
SpongeBob."
Again, this is people getting upset because they made speculation.
They made assumptions, yeah.
Like, okay, you can't be mad at them for not doing it. Like that's just...
They didn't say they were gonna do it. Yeah, they paid tribute.
Okay.
They did what they said they would do. So
yeah, that's a stupid thing to get upset about.
I'm just sad because I really wanted to see them give it a try at least.
Well, usually with these
that would have made me cry, dude, if I had seen like Sweet Victory.
The thing with this stuff is this is planned out long before the shows, so like people are getting prepped for what they have to do.
Okay,
even though
like the current rappers, dude, live, unwatchable. Like it was bad. Like Travis Scott Sicko Mode live, awful. The normal song, I think it's all right. I think it's pretty good. It's bumping.
No, yeah,
live, though,
I know you've
horrible.
told me. Yeah, of course it's gonna be horrible.
Yeah, it's not like Eminem. You can see him live, and it's like you're listening to a CD. It's no different. With these other rappers, though, you'll see them live. It's bad.
I'm not sure like how it works, but maybe it was just poor equipment on whoever's side.
I don't know. And I also saw a clip of Travis Scott falling off the stage. I don't know if that was from something else or supposedly he fell off the stage.
I think that happens quite often, actually, doesn't it? Like you always hear about.
I've seen it more. Yeah,
stage.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it a decent amount. So
okay,
not too shocking. But that's pretty much all there is about. The Super Bowl is pretty lame to watch so far. So that's all there is to it, really.
I mean, sports. Woohoo.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm looking through the topics here, and I think the one that sticks out the most, I guess, because it's not related to many other topics on the list, is probably Asmongold taking a break from streaming. Yeah. Did you read up on this one?
I'm reading the tweet right now. Oh, so he decided he can't do variety games after like the Dark Souls fiasco, and I assume maybe he had some other stuff going on. And
yeah, so basically, like he was upset that one, he was getting really or he was raging out in these games, and two, he felt like he wasn't getting enough viewers. I don't
Oh.
think in this tweet it exactly states the viewer part.
Well, he's not Mr. He's never been Mr. Viewer. He gets like 7,000 doing variety, right?
No, he's been hitting 10 to 30K.
That's more than enough. Yeah.
I mean, I guess like, for me personally, I think that's more than enough. But and I think I watched Soda comment on it.
Yeah. So.
Oh, actually, his first comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he commented it on stream too. Like he's doing more than well enough. Like he shouldn't be upset that the viewers that he's getting, even though
he should literally be able to play whatever he wants, and I think he'll have just because of his personality and who he is, he will have the fan base to like support him.
Yeah,
even though he might not be 40,000. Like look at Summit, like he kept playing like a shit game that like nobody cares about, and he's built a community off of that, and he's like still going and having fun and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, like that, it's just something that you have to get past. I understand like he's upset that he's leaving WoW and that I don't think he has to leave WoW. It's just like
take a break from it. I think.
Well,
there's no reason for him to like sit there and AFK in town like anymore.
Yeah,
it's just not necessary.
I think he's upset that he doesn't have that WoW gameplay. I can understand it. Like you're losing your main game there.
Yeah.
So that sucks. I mean, I'm glad people are there supporting it. I'm actually surprised. I don't want to try to bring too much trauma into it, but I'm surprised people weren't blaming it on Peak Sparkles. I know that was the first thing that people were saying when they started dating, that he was gonna like take less time streaming. So when I saw this happen, I thought people were gonna rage out at Pink Sparkles, but I think they're okay with her.
I think she's like taking up more of his time. She's pulling him away from streaming.
Yeah, that's
people would assume.
That's what I thought they were gonna assume, but
no, he's made it pretty clear it's because of like his most recent streams. I guess there's been like drama, rage, humiliation. I know like Dark Souls thing did not go well for him like at all.
Yeah, I know he had a couple upsetting times with McConnell coming in and being upset at him too. Yeah.
So
I was actually enjoying his Dark Souls stuff, even though people are complaining about him like off stream googling stuff and doing stuff. Like, who cares? You're enjoying the game that much to play it off stream. Like, more power to you, right?
Yeah, the Dark Souls community is just a little cutthroat. Wait, there's someone in your chat. Yeah. Fried churros. Am I late? No,
we're
man.
not commenting on chat unless they have an important comment. Okay.
Why not?
Why would we? It's
Read
a
your
podcast.
chat.
It's a podcast, not a fucking.
Everyone here is part of the podcast. Okay, it's not just us.
No, they're not a part of the podcast. Not unless they have a good question. We're following.
That was a good question.
Wait, am I late? That's a good question. This is why Ryan should be host. This is why Ryan isn't host. Okay, let's keep going with the topics. Okay, go ahead and choose the next one, dude.
Oh, I just want to go on Metro right now. I want to get it out of the way.
Yeah, you want to go on Metro?
Metro being sold in the Epic Store, and all the hate the Epic Store is getting, and all the hate the Metro devs are getting now. And
right. It's called Metro Exodus, right? I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
EXODUS Exodus.
Wait, EX like this, right? EXODUS.
XODUS, yeah.
Okay,
Exodus.
yeah. Okay. I don't know why when you spelled it out, it's just like
that make it worse.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, people being upset about games being sold on the Epic Store, not just Metro, but we're gonna stick to Metro on this one.
Yeah.
And it being $50, like that's even more upsetting to them somehow.
It going from just a launcher to like a storefront now, though, without the key features of a storefront, like what people are saying, like no review system, no solid refund policy, no like chat feature to connect players. It's just kind of like weird. They're kind of like forcing it out so quickly. I'm not sure why.
Well, for me, I like this more. I don't give a fuck about Steam reviews personally. I like YouTube. I like reviews in video form. I like
There's other ways to get reviews. Yeah.
It's like when you see the Twitter posts of people like posting like these rants and like they don't get their words out in the Twitter amount of characters, I guess. And they had to make like Twitter longs, like an outside source kind of a thing. So I prefer the reviews in video format, not comment format. It's boring to me.
What about the online only aspect? Like you can't launch the game if you have no internet connection. You won't be able to play Metro Exodus offline, even though it's a single player game, just because it's through the Epic Store.
Buy the disc. whatever, right?
It's not a physical disc. It'll give you a code for the Epic Store.
I would assume they had some sort of workaround for that. I would assume they don't only do it through like online play, or if they do, I assume that's something they're gonna fix.
No, as far as I know, you just get a code and there you go. That's your game. That's what they do now.
I mean, I guess I probably didn't look into it as much as I should have, but that's something I assumed they'd fix.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is stuff that like they should have. I don't know. I guess they're just trying to capitalize on Fortnite's success for now. Like, Fortnite's gonna become irrelevant soon. So if you're gonna launch a storefront, do it now.
It's not even. Oh, you mean Epic? Okay, I thought
the Epic
Metro.
Store. Yeah.
Okay.
No, the Epic Store. You definitely try to push it now, I guess, even though it's incomplete, just because of Fortnite's success.
Mm-hmm.
You see what Fried Churro said?
Yeah, go on with it. That's a good question.
Yeah, did you see what the devs said about the PC fan base? We did.
Yeah, so I mean, they've already corrected this. The what are they called? Producers?
I guess like the developers, right? Well, they had different people. So like they had their parent company say one thing, they had the head of like their development team say something, and then they had like their publisher say something else.
Publisher,
like,
that's what it was. Yeah,
they had like 3 different like views on the comment.
Yes, I mean the publisher is the main voice we have to listen to, right? Because they're the ones who publish the game. Right. Even though of course, listening to developers' comments is important.
The publisher is THQ Nordic or THQ, right? I think the developer's Deep Silver, right?
Yeah, Deep Silver. THQ Nordic. I think it's Nordic. I believe they're the.
Oh no, the publisher is Deep Silver. The developer's 4A Games.
Wait, who's Deep Silver then?
Deep Silver's the. Yeah, I think THQ Nordic or Deep Silver is like a subsidiary of THQ Nordic. I think is what it is.
All right, who gives a fuck? Basically, that guy that came out and said that we're not going to release it on PC if you guys boycott it was an idiot, and I guess the publisher had to clear that up.
Yeah. I can totally relate though with this frustration as a developer, right? Like all this time and stuff, and people are gonna shit on it just because of a last minute decision, like upper management made. Probably
you can't do that though. This is the gaming community. Yeah, this is the online community. Let's just put it to the online community, and the fact that you're sitting there whining is awful. You can't do that. You can't show that kind of weakness, especially as a developer. Yeah. You probably are gonna get the worst fucking feedback. Even the person that worked on The Isle that I've been seeing a lot of people play, Dondi, I used to watch his stream a lot because he would stream working on the game and stuff like that. He got flack for getting upset at comments on his game. So it's just something I see whenever a developer tries to fight back on the community. It doesn't end well, and usually people don't side with them. So fighting back with the community like that was a bad idea. I hope he learns from that. I hope he probably doesn't get fired or something. That's terrible PR.
I would say you're either getting fired or you're in deep shit. Like
you're gonna have to be on that back burner for a bit.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the graveyard shift when the game launches to make sure everything's smooth.
Yeah. Again, yeah. I feel for him, but it's not something you do. That's just
yeah. And what do you think about all the people like taking their rage out and like review bombing all the old like Metro games, review bombing any they're gonna review bomb any like playthroughs or like walkthroughs or reviews that aren't siding with their opinions in Metro Exodus, and they're review bombing all old Metro uploads to YouTube and stuff, all content creation. What do you think about all that?
I mean, freedom of speech, right? And I mean, I don't like brigading like that, but
you think they're going a little too far by like taking other people's livelihood into it, and dislike bombing videos that have nothing to do with it, in my opinion. And
to be honest, the dislike is not gonna change the fact that they're viewing the video an extra time. So hey, for the content creators, that's good for them. And when they see the dislike ratio, they're gonna know why it's there. So it's not gonna affect their content outlook, I guess. They're not gonna have to change anything. They're just gonna besides playing the Metro game, right?
Yeah, I think people are taking the Crusades a little too far. I mean, like there was the Blizzard ones were like the Diablo one was necessary in my opinion. There are some that were necessary that like, and people are just getting like a little too like hungry, and they always want their pitchforks and like torches out. In my
Oh
opinion,
yeah, fuck it, dude.
they always want a reason to riot.
we we brush those. We polish those pitchforks. You know.
Yeah.
We want a reason to complain, but we get too
Mhm.
much now. So whatever.
Yeah. So do you think like this decision would have gone over well if maybe like 3 months ago when they first started talking about this with Epic, if they had been transparent with their player base and their consumers, if they were like, hey, we're considering a switch to the Epic Game Store, which would allow us to do blah blah blah. It would allow us to make the game cheaper. It would allow us to get more funding to, provide DLC for cheaper in the future and stuff like that. Do you think people would be less butthurt?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming they're under some sort of NDA to not discuss like the specifics of it. So I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, yeah, I bet if they talked about it early on in the fact that they are moving it to the Epic Store and not on the Steam Store, then yeah, they probably would have been a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Personally, I still think people would be like boycotting and stuff and like being like, I'm not going to buy it 'cause it's on the Epic Store, but I don't think they would be going through and like dislike bombing and stuff like that. And 'cause people are more upset they can't get refunds at this point because it's so late into like their pre-orders and stuff. Because pre-orders went live like it's like 8 months ago or something.
Well,
like,
I thought
long ago.
I thought they were the Steam sales were being honored, so that
They
like,
are. It's more of like people that like pre-order like GameStop and stuff like that. If you pre-ordered a physical PC copy at GameStop, and now you're gonna get like an Epic key instead of a Steam key. Well, like I said, some retailers are saying they're still gonna give out Steam keys. They still have Steam keys, that they've been delivered already, and some are saying it's gonna be Epic keys now. So it depends on the location you pre-ordered, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, that's like an outcome I don't know. So I guess we'd have to wait to see what people get.
I'm personally still gonna buy it. It's not like
Well, yeah.
I think the dev had some points where like the people who are throwing the biggest fit about it aren't really the Metro fans, in my honest opinion. I don't.
Well,
think they
yeah,
are.
it looks like a bunch of people that I feel like it's a bunch of people that just want to complain because it's the Epic Store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, is there anything else you want to touch on that topic, or are you all good on it?
I think it's really you included a screenshot there. There's people like shitting on the Epic launcher.
Yeah, I mean, that was just to show
It's
you.
become like it was a meme for a couple of days, just like shit on the Epic launcher and stuff. I think
Yeah.
it's like over with though.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I hope the game does well. I'm sure
Yeah.
it will.
I'll
I know
still
you
play like
love
the
it,
shit out
so.
of it. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a fantastic game still.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to bundle those two Resident Evil ones together?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that right now.
All right.
That works. Okay. Well, let's not go into the games yet. Let's talk about the Hulu, the Hulu ad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
So now Hulu's gonna do or work their ads when you pause the show or movie. It will play the ad. Thoughts?
I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, "Well, that means like nobody's gonna be watching the ad." And I was like, "Yeah, but so maybe like the ad slot and like the ad pricing won't be like as extreme like as television ads say like primetime Super Bowl ad, but I mean it's still extra money for Hulu for them to not raise their prices or try to do what Netflix is doing and add commercials like like mid episode or something stuff like that.
Honestly, I think the ads will do better. It's targeting the audience that pauses it, gets up and goes away to do whatever else, and you'll have that ad play, and you'll be able to hear it. You may not be able to watch the ad, or you may not be watching the ad, but you'll be hearing it, right? I guess you could still mute it like you can do with any other ad. But I think it'll probably do better because people won't mind as much. They're getting up anyways, unless they want to like actually pause Hulu to do something like talk.
The thing is an advertisement though, when you're throwing money out, you want to make sure people are watching it and listening to it. You don't want to just be like, oh, like maybe they'll hear it. I think.
Well, that's the numbers game that they're working on, right? And that's why Hulu's doing this, because maybe they played out the numbers and.
That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be primetime ad slot space, but it'll be like cheap enough ad slot space for you to maybe get like your startup company or something like it. Get your name out there. And
I don't know how popular Hulu is now. Is it pretty popular?
I don't think not with because they don't have like exclusives like Netflix. I don't think, or maybe
they do.
Not as good.
Yeah, I know they do have exclusives, but like they have like Marvel Dropouts or something like that. It's like some sort of a Marvel Universe superhero show. I mean, I think it's a good idea. I would like to see this more in like YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, change your topic, bud.
Topic's already pretty much over. Okay.
No, it's yeah, like I said, like I'm cool to see how it goes. Not ads, but I think the thing with a lot of like advertisers, I think they know that it probably doesn't do much. People sit there and pause, you know, or mute commercials and like get up and walk away and stuff anytime an ad comes on, right? Nobody sits there and views an ad. But I think they're all afraid to pull out of it because when you do that, you lose market share. Your investors are like, oh, you know, you don't have faith in your product. You're not trying to push your product. We're gonna lose money. So your market share value drops. So everyone's too scared to drop out of the ad game, even though the ad game's really not doing much for a lot of people, I feel.
I think they're gonna reflect on what Hulu does here, see how effective it is. I'm not sure how they're gonna calculate how well these ads do. I don't know how ads work on Hulu. If you can like press a button on your TV to follow the ad link or whatever. No. So like,
I got what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you like click on an ad, they can tell that you clicked on.
I don't think it'd be like, you know, that like a click ad. Like I think it would be more like, you know, a television ad. That's what I would think.
Well, at that point, then I guess it's just
But I agree with you kind of there though with ad integration though. Like say like you had like a normal TV ad anyways for like some kind of medicine. If you could just like say, you know, click select or something, it would pull up a website for you or like information about the product. That would be pretty cool, right? If you actually were interested in the product.
Well, yeah, I thought that's what I mean. Like a lot of things start doing now. Like being able to follow a link to the ad that's playing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be like, you know, some integration I'd actually like to see in ads. That would be more effective advertising, in my opinion. But
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like, so they'll probably see if there's a change in their product sales, I guess, from these ads, and from there, I'm assuming you'll see more.
They do pretty strict research in regards to it. Like I said, though, like even though it probably doesn't bring in like a whole lot of consumer base, you can't afford to not advertise because your market share value will drop. So they're forced to advertise.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, for now, like that's what they have to do. I don't know.
It's like, do you think like Pepsi like sponsoring the Super Bowl really gets them like more people drinking Pepsi? No, not really. Like, the fact that like they're selling Pepsi products at the Super Bowl, maybe, but it doesn't get them more people drinking Pepsi, like not at the Super Bowl. So
it's probably not changing much. A lot, like when people drink soda, they know what soda they want to drink.
Yeah, exactly. They have to sit there and sponsor because that's what their investors want.
Well, yeah, they have to keep it in the people's minds though, which makes sense. The only thing that really changes the amount that people say drink Pepsi is if they get like a new flavor or whatever, or, you know, a new can. That's the only thing that'll like change, and then the ad.
But also the deals they have with, you know, retailers and outlets and stuff like that. You know, like when you go into a store and sometimes it's a Pepsi place, sometimes it's a Coke product place. Like, you're kind of like forced into, you know, what sodas you can have. You're gonna have a Coke product. You're gonna have a Pepsi product. So
yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's not gonna change much.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
next? You want to still go for non-gaming? So what about like
this last one here? The devs paying the.
Oh, okay.
Paying back. Yeah. Oh god, this thing's huge.
So what is Rise to Ruins?
Did
that guy play this on stream or something, or?
Oh, did he? I must have missed it.
It looks familiar.
So Rise to Ruins is basically a like village sim. I think like a more hardcore village sim with basic graphics is what I saw it marketed as.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's besides the point of what the game is. You know, I don't think that's the main topic here. But yeah, so people who paid into this are getting their money paid back double. Whatever amount they've, you know, donated to this developer, he's gonna pay it back because he makes more than enough money from his day job, I guess. He just decided he was so touched, I guess, by how much support it's got, he's gonna pay it back because it was support he didn't need. I think he might have been using the Patreon to see how like see feedback, I guess. So yeah, he used that feedback to see how much people wanted the game, and I guess people liked it enough that he got more than enough funding to think that he could pay it back. So as of now, I think his Patreon's closed down. So you know how those people weaseling in to try to double their money or whatever. But yeah,
he said himself, like, he's like, I don't think a lot of people. I think most people are, very happy.
Wait. Repeat what you said.
Like, very happy with supporting him.
Repeat what you said. Your mic did some
cut
weird
out.
Yeah, it did some weird lag shit.
He said that. Well, it's probably the West server. Then you want to swap?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's only for a second, so.
Dude.
Okay, so go ahead.
So he said, I suspect lots of people won't request their money back and are happy to provide the extra support, but it's a nice gesture and a feel-good story about the success of a well-crafted early access indie game on Steam. Which I agree with. A lot of people are going to be like, yeah, like, I love the game. I definitely wanted to support them. Why would I want my money back at this point? I would be the same way if I enjoyed the game and I loved it.
No, I mean,
wholesome. I wouldn't want it back.
I mean, you'll have those people who are like, well, fuck, if he doesn't need the money, I'll put this to somebody else, which, whatever. That's their money to take back if they want, right? He's offering.
You take that shit back? I think it would be like, for me, it would be more of like if I didn't enjoy the game, but I had originally supported him and I was like, the game really like wasn't for me. Like, it was cool, I guess. Like, it was a cool idea, but I don't really like it. Then I would request my money back.
Which is fine. That's why he's doing this, for the people who supported it, and maybe it's just not what they wanted. Fine, get your money back. And if you're that type of person who wants their money back, you probably didn't put that much money into it anyways, right? You're not probably the $1,000 donators or whatever. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he doesn't. I mean, like, I'm sure he's not expecting to pay back millions. So
yeah, it's good to see. Like, yeah, he was developing this game out of his passion for developing games and his passion for gaming.
Yeah.
And now that he has enough to more than support him through, he said, support his 60 gig games. I think that's what they're called, 60 gig games through the hard times for a long time. He doesn't feel comfortable taking additional money from everyone.
Yeah. I mean, it's extremely wholesome. I like the review percent that he got to of positivity. 91% over 2,500, and I'm sure that number is going to climb, especially after this stunt.
Oh yeah,
that's great.
This is like a good publicity thing too. People are going to hear about the game now and check it out and be like, oh yeah, this game looks pretty cool. I like this kind of game.
Him as a developer is going to be seen in a really good light. I actually think the game looks interesting for $10. That's I mean, it's worth a try, right?
If I had more free time, I'd buy it. Honestly, I think I would.
No, yeah, and it's a weird art style, but I could probably get into it.
I could totally get into that. Up. It's like a Terraria art style, in my opinion.
I think it's a little lower than Terraria, but yeah, or at least the sprite models, not the building.
Oh, the sprites, yeah. Everything else is like Terraria status, though. So yeah.
Yeah, that's our wholesome topic of the day.
Yeah.
After that Metro shit show.
What about the Netflix adaptation? It's still like not quite gaming, right?
Oh yeah. So that's what I want to do last, I guess. So then, last topic before gaming, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Okay, so Netflix is doing a Witcher adaptation. That's cool. I know you said you didn't really like the Witcher universe, right?
I didn't care for. Well, it's not that I didn't care for the universe. I didn't like how the game played, so I never got into the universe. Like, it could have captivated me, but I just didn't like how the game played.
Yeah, for me, I loaded up Witcher 3 recently. I played like the very start tutorial, got the first town, and I got bored of it. I mean, I liked the fantasy world, but for some reason it was taking too long probably to get into the gameplay. You have
to really enjoy the story-driven games to enjoy Witcher.
Yeah, I guess
it's like it's like really story driven, in my opinion. It's really story driven but open world, so it makes it kind of tough. Whereas you have like Fallout, which isn't very story driven, but it's open world, so like you can go and do whatever and it doesn't matter.
Right.
But this it's open world and you have to go do the story to like really get enjoyment out of it. It just feels like Assassin's Creed, but like the story's just so, I don't know. I keep saying the story's so important. That's what it feels like though.
So let me see here. Uh, who made? So when I played The Witcher, the combat reminds me of like Batman, the Batman games. You know, they're not made by the same devs, are they?
Well, like like Arkham City or something, or Arkham, whatever
Yeah.
they call it.
I guess Batman Arkham Knights is WB, but for me those games like kind of play the same. Like you slash fucking parry with like Y or whatever. Same thing with Shadows of Mordor. For me personally, I don't like that kind of gameplay. It's really like snooze fest to me. I played games like that like on the hardest difficulty, and like it's just boring because like when you play it on the hardest difficulty, they just hit harder, and you have like a shorter like reflect time, I guess. It's boring to me, but I would have liked to get into The Witcher.
They're
I like
completely different devs, by the way.
No, yeah, I looked it up.
Yeah.
One's WB, the other CD Projekt Red. So
Yes, well, CD Projekt's actually working on Cyberpunk 2077. So
yeah, which I'd like to get my hands on eventually.
when's that game supposed to drop finally?
I don't know. I
So
think
far
it's
away.
probably last quarter of this year.
Yeah. But the thing with Witcher, though, that Witcher has that I don't think anyone can really argue, is the graphics and like how
Oh
good it
yeah,
looks.
I know that was the game for graphics.
So that's
when
gonna
it
go
came out.
a long way into Cyberpunk 2077, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like that game's gonna be just gorgeous.
So I'm excited to see the Netflix adaptation. I know a lot of people don't like Netflix adaptations. But I mean like I don't get butthurt over the way they do things. I take these stories as they are, and them as like their own rendition of it. I know a lot of people complain about how Netflix changes it in like in a degree that they don't like, but I just take it as like a different part of the story, I guess.
Will it be good? I'm gonna say probably not. Will I watch
Probably
it
not.
again? Probably not, because like I didn't get into the Witcher universe, but
I'll
it's cool to
probably
see
still
that people
watch
are willing
it.
to take risks for it.
Oh yeah.
Because there's some games you'd want to see adaptations for. Like you think about all the games you've played, some of them would be like insane.
Oh yeah. I mean, we still have WoW that we want to see a better adaptations of, even though they failed on the movie. But
like the StarCraft universe would be like incredible. There's just
yeah.
like so many like
and the
amazing
company
universes.
The company to do it is Netflix for sure. They have more than enough money. It seems to throw at.
And they've had a ton of
yeah
Netflix exclusives that have done extremely well. They have a lot of talent there.
The WoW movie was good though. Not a lot of people agreed with that.
I think a friend said it was okay.
No, I thought it was okay. I don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like a lot of WoW fans I heard like really didn't like it.
Yeah, this is like from my hardcore WoW fan. I think he's hardcore WoW friend. He said it was okay. I think.
Yeah, and okay is not good enough for me personally. If you're a hardcore WoW fan, okay is not good enough, right? You want a movie
it seems like it did well. Like let's see, 3.5 on IMDb, 94% Google users.
Well, okay, this isn't like the gaming.
Okay, Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes did horrible. But,
well, again, you have to remember, like I'm talking about gaming community. I heard a lot of the gaming community didn't like it. Asmongold, for one, didn't like it at all. But yeah. Again, I want to see more gaming getting into mainstream things like movie adaptations. So this should be pretty cool.
I'm just looking at the reviews. I guess like the Warcraft movie is like a good precursor for future Warcraft movies. Is what a lot of reviewers are saying, but it's not like a good movie on its own. Like it just like builds up the story for future installments. That's all it does.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people didn't like the progress of the plot. I guess I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be like the very first or the very start of WoW, I believe.
Do you think they're gonna do more? Because it actually did well compared to the budget was like 180 million, and box office is like a 440 about I think million. So it was profitable.
I mean, will they do another? You said right?
Yeah, you think they'll do another?
I believe so. I don't see why not. I mean,
yeah.
I haven't heard anything about there being another, but I believe they would. I don't see what the hurt is in it, especially if they made their money back.
I remember like back in the day when people were talking about the Halo movie, and that was supposed to come. Like, that was like old news. People were like, oh, they're working on like a
Oh,
Halo movie. It's gonna be like huge. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And then like it just
wasn't
never
that
happened.
wasn't that like a fan project? I remember like that.
I don't know. I just remember my friend kept talking about it like nonstop, like super hyped to like go to theaters and like see the Halo movie. It just never happened.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing some sort of like fan trailer, and a lot of people thought that it was going to be a movie because it's early on, and like people didn't understand fan trailers were a thing, but because it was such good quality.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that YouTube.
Oh, speaking of like fan made, trailers and movies and stuff though, what do you think about that there's that Star Wars fan made short that like I guess Disney claimed royalty on or something, so they were getting like all the proceeds for it, even though it was like a fan made short or something in the Star Wars universe. There's something like that.
I didn't hear about that, but I mean it's in their
Yeah,
right?
people were up in arms and ended up giving it back to them. I guess they ended up giving them back ownership.
I
But yeah,
mean,
they had claimed it for a little bit for like a good few days.
I again, it's in their right if they're using their content. I mean, that's
Yeah, I
just
suppose so. If they're using their characters and stuff in their universe, which they don't own, I guess so, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's in any company's interest to take the money from that if they're you know taking their ideas. That's why these like private servers and stuff are taken down. You know.
And of course, correct me if I'm wrong in chat. And if you guys have any topics in chat too, feel free to shout them out. We'll
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah, we'll look at it and talk about it. I don't know why we didn't talk about this, but the Witcher Netflix adaptation is being marketed as not for kids. I like this
Well,
idea.
yeah, this his character, like every single one, he's like sitting there naked with some girl who's like naked too, right?
Well,
Like, he's in bed with some girl, like every game.
yeah, exactly. But I like the idea of more shows and stuff being marketed as not for kids, like the Deadpool movie. I
Yeah,
like that they like don't cut corners because there's a chance a kid could watch it. Uh, yeah, and they do better jobs on movies by doing that. I think because they're not afraid to like show fucking gore. I guess. But yeah.
you want to talk about that? EA taking loot boxes off of FIFA in Belgium. Did Belgium's law pass, like the loot box law pass, where they can't have loot boxes there anymore?
Well,
Or what?
that's why I'd assume that they did that, right? Because they passed a law.
What about like Overwatch in Belgium then? Is Overwatch in Belgium different now, or
Loot
is that one considered like
boxes,
non-predatory because
no.
it's just cosmetic, or?
I see the story. EA pulls its loot boxes in Belgium. Oh, why is like taking forever? Okay, there we go. Stop selling loot boxes, albeit only in Belgium. Yeah. Okay. So it's a law being their law being passed that loot boxes being recognized as gambling. I mean, yeah, that's just the law. I know a lot of places are considering doing this,
Yeah.
and I think that's fine for them to do. Loot boxes are pretty cancerous to children.
They're incredibly predatory. If I think back to when I was a kid, dude, with like the urge to steal mommy's credit card, I'm sitting here with loot boxes and stuff. Oh, like
Oh yeah, for sure. I
I
mean,
don't know if I'm able to stop myself, dude.
I forget what the equivalent we had as kids. Maybe like the fucking Pokemon Pokeballs. You'd get the random like
They were
random
they were
Pokemon
more like
and stuff.
physical loot boxes and stuff, right?
Right. Well, yeah.
You're more like buying like Pokemon cards. Those are kind of like loot boxes, right? Buying a card of Pokemon.
Exactly. You'd go for your booster pack, whatever. So yeah. I mean, like people spend a lot of money on booster packs too. So
Oh yeah.
do I want to consider those gambling? I guess like it's pretty much the same thing, right? But
Yeah.
it's not
It's marketed towards kids too. So
well, the thing with that is it's not as cancerous as loot boxes are currently.
it's not as in your face. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think whatever they want to do, that's their law, right? If they have a gambling laws, if they think people are wasting a lot of money on it, or they think their community will waste a lot of money on it, fuck it, get rid of it, right?
Yeah. But also speaking of EA, Anthem. What do you think? Like Anthem's, it's more looking like a failure, right? It's more so than not looking like a failure.
I can't say. I mean, it's early. It's way too early. You can't get upset because of online demo bullshit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till the 15th. That's when the same day that Metro Exodus actually comes out is
Oh,
when
is it?
the EA Origin Pass
Oh,
allows
allows you
those
to
people to
here.
play.
Okay.
And then like I think it's like a week later for the rest of the game. I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really complain about this early access
Well, they did
demo
it in Battlefield.
stuff.
I don't know why people are like shocked about it. Like it's like the first time they've heard of it. They did it for Battlefield 5.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I don't care if they want to monetize their games that way. I mean, it's upsetting in an MMO world that people get to play early. I know for a fact that like it would upset me. But I mean, it's not an MMO I plan on playing
will you
unless
be
it looks
buying
really good.
Anthem? Do you
Me?
think?
Nah,
Yeah.
probably not. It's just not.
There's just yeah.
It's not something that looks amazingly interesting to me. After I watch it a bit more, maybe. But
Like to me, like I just look at it, I'm like, I would rather play Warframe. Like any day
exactly.
of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in Warframe you don't have as good like raids. From what I saw, it didn't look like the raids were amazing in Anthem, but maybe like it was just the early content they don't want to show their like big shit. I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they showed like a small raid boss like in their original you close demo that's nothing like the actual game, but
yeah. So again, you have to wait
they
till
had
it comes
the
out.
cringy people doing the call outs.
Yeah.
Rex 92, ready to take on the boss, go and use your missiles.
Man. Yeah. I mean, you can only wish games played like that, but people don't. People don't do the little RP like that.
No,
I think
instead you have people saying Reaper you suck and stuff and kill yourself and uninstall.
that's
Yeah.
me. No, I mean, I wish gaming was more like that. I wish people could get into the RP. I think you have a lot of people that get too cringed out with the RP aspect of it.
Yeah, who would too cringed out from the RP?
Well, I mean, there's an extent of the RP, right? But
I'm just saying there. Who in chat would possibly cringe at RP? Like I just don't. I can't think of anyone.
Okay. Okay.
But speaking from like speculative standpoint, if you were willing to do it, maybe not though. Do you think if like Anthem fails, if it flops, it's gonna be like because it was like what BioWare actually made like good games before, right? The studio.
Let's see. BioWare games. It's definitely BioWare, by the way.
Yeah.
Dragon Age I didn't really care for. They had Mass Effect. Mass Effect was alright. I think that was bad.
Star Wars: The Old Republic. Andromeda sucked, I think, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of different aspects of Andromeda that was a problem. I don't think it was just BioWare in general.
Oh, so they actually don't have a lot of games. Maybe like if they shut down, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any insane like IPs.
I thought they had some, but I guess not.
It looks like
Yeah,
just
they really
Dragon
don't.
Age
Besides-
and Mass Effect, and I guess like Neverwinter if you want to talk about that, but fuck Neverwinter, I don't really like that
Oh
game.
god, no. Well, besides like Old Republic, yeah, I don't think like I've really cared for any of these games. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it means like possible changes for like future EA games too if it were to fail? Do you think they would like try to aggressively monetize even more? Because you look at like Activision, how aggressively they're trying to monetize off of Destiny's failure. So I think they could.
I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say what these publishers are gonna do. I guess.
I just can't see how they could aggressively monetize any more than they already do.
Right.
I can't like fathom it. They're gonna dig their own grave though if they stick with it. Like I don't think they'll realize it until it's too late.
It's weird that these companies are still alive. You'd think you'd see this shit probably early on in gaming. You'd be like, okay, that company's gonna be dead, but you have EA still around. Oh, you're lagging. Server change. Oh,
I went to Central.
okay.
I think we're okay now.
Wait, you changed it?
Yeah, I changed it to Central.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. I know it's going
That was
on
really
Discord today.
laggy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm.
Yeah,
Maybe-
podcast, I guess.
Yeah, they're trying to DDoS my podcast.
Yeah, like you're saying though, how they're still alive is beyond me. But they're honestly, it's gonna be sad too when like they finally die. Like like when Activision Blizzard, if they go under, like how sad that will be. That's the end of a legacy of like all these like amazing games they've created. And EA's
Well,
made even
well,
like they
hold on
published some
here.
amazing games.
If Activision goes on there, it's not going to kill Blizzard, right? Because
Blizzard's tied into them.
well, they would just like release from the contract, right?
I don't know, because their parent company is Activision Blizzard.
Oh, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they would just like release them from whatever contract, I would assume they wouldn't go under.
I don't know.
At least that, like, for
sure.
me, I mean, I'm not a business person, but that seems like the smartest move to do. You wouldn't just fall with
And like even like a
Activision.
lot of their executives too are like Activision executives. Like I think they'd be like missing a lot of their core members to like run on their own. It's hard to say though, but like imagine like them going down, like all the good games and even EA, like I said, like they've published and created like amazing games in the past. Like the end of a legacy like that would just be like heartbreaking.
Well,
in my opinion.
I don't know, because it would be heartbreaking for the fact that you're not going to have the
another
possible,
potential good game like they
yeah,
used to make,
you won't have the possible redemption, but I don't care for the company as it is now. So if it went down,
fuck them right now.
Exactly. I'd just be upset that there was a possibility that they maybe could go back to the way they were. But as of now, I don't give a fuck. They go down, that'd be perfect, because then companies would see what they have to change.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All Access Pass for Overwatch gives the ability to watch the POV you want and the possibility of for other games. So the way Overwatch is doing their pass now is they are going to make it so you can buy this pass, and with that pass you can watch the pro players POV that you want, and like follow that pro player, see what they do, see their positioning, what they're looking at. Oh shit,
I honestly think this for gaming though is like huge for esports gaming. This is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is amazing like crazy for esports gaming. I believe it. Yeah. I believe it's all going to be hosted on the same channel, so that I'm not sure exactly of how it's working, how you're going to choose the POV. Well, I actually saw you can click on certain buttons and it will pull that.
Well, it looks like fully customizable. Like I think you can like have a split stream too, so you maybe have like two people like on the same, on your monitor as well at the same time. Like this way, you don't have to deal with like a shitty cameraman. You watch who you care about.
Right.
In the action. Like you watch your favorite player, your role or whatever, see what they do right.
Yeah.
From it.
So it looks interesting for sure. You click the button, you follow of the person's role, it shows up their name. Right. I mean, it's gonna be. Oh, and it looks like you can put on multiple.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can have it like split. That's super sweet.
Why did I just pull up another image? I was watching that.
Why did Cat just?
I don't know. I saw that. I was like, what the fuck? I was busy watching this shit. I can't even maximize it. Whatever. But yeah. So I mean, it looks cool for sure. Putting on multiple POVs.
Yeah.
And it's gonna follow the first person. It looks like. I don't know if you're gonna be able to switch to third person. I'm not seeing anything like that. But
yeah, this is incredible for esports. I hope, like, imagine if you could do that in League, like back when you like cared about like pro league.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like this is gonna be amazing for esports games, and I'm wondering how content creators on Twitch are gonna use this. I'm sure they're gonna figure out how it's done and maybe implement it into their streams. I'm not sure how it could be done in their streams, because you're watching one POV usually.
Right.
But for the streams that maybe
imagine like the integration if you're doing like an Overwatch duo or something. Like they could swap between like streams or something integrated. Like that would be exactly. That's something that'd be really interesting.
Because I know people have done it before. I know you probably don't know who it is, but Oshi7 back in the DayZ days, he would link it with his girlfriend that was playing. So like if he was doing something boring or if she found loot, he would switch to her POV, but it was through like an OBS plugin, I believe.
Oh yeah, they have like a splitter or something.
Yeah,
like their streaming computer. Yeah, okay.
So for duo content creators, that's gonna be good, I think.
Yeah, this could go a lot of places. Like personally, will I buy like the Overwatch pass? Like no, I don't care about any of the.
Yeah, for me personally, I don't care. I don't care enough to buy the Overwatch pass, but. If it was for a game I was watching at the current time, yeah,
absolutely, sure. Yeah. Even Overwatch back when it first came out, I probably would have bought it because I actually like cared about the pro scene back then.
Oh yeah.
But now it's like I said, like now the game's kind of become a joke with like all these stagnant comps and stuff. Where I feel like I'm watching just randoms all the time. I'm not able to follow my favorite players, my favorite team and stuff.
Yeah, I
Which is
mean,
it's like following Pro Hearthstone. Like it's just like too many random people, so you can't
yeah,
really have a favorite in my opinion.
you're having that disconnect there. So yeah, it's gonna.
Why? Oh,
Ah.
okay. I thought you meant me disconnecting.
Oh no, sorry. you're being so pissed. Yeah, but they're having that community disconnect. A lot of the companies are falling prey to that, so which is kind of annoying. But what are you gonna do? Can't really. Yeah, I mean, unless we do some gamers rise up, but yeah.
Yeah. I've seen some ideas for like Overwatch and stuff that people have implemented in terms of like buffing McCree but not making him like, oh, so you just press right click and people die. This one video, I can't remember if it was like your Overwatch or something, the YouTube channel. The guy was like, we'll have it so like each consecutive shot McCree hits on someone, he deals, X increased damage. Like slight numbers, Of course you fine tune it and balance it, but
I don't see how that would change anything.
because that makes him more, because it depends on what you're trying to buff him for, right? Say you're trying to buff Reaper in the higher player skill bracket. By making him heal more on a character that like doesn't require a lot of aiming, that helps like the shittier players, but it doesn't help the good players where like they can already aim. You know what I'm saying? It's and same with like McCree.
No, I
If you're
actually
trying to buff
don't. I
McCree,
don't see what
if
you're
you're trying
saying
to
at
buff
all.
McCree in the higher skill cap where aiming is everything and people are able to hit their shots, then buffing his right click doesn't do anything because they're hitting the left click headshots already. So if you want to buff a character, you need to buff something that the people at that level are using. If you wanted to buff McCree at the lower bracket, then yeah, you would buff his right click because
Well-
it's not as utilized in the higher skill bracket.
Well, the thing is, I think they wanted him to be a bigger tank buster, right? Because you actually don't have that many.
The way they
options,
buffed
right?
him, like fucked over, like either way, like they fuck over either the lower skill bracket or the higher skill bracket with these changes. They need to find a way to like.
Again, that's gonna be
not
every
fuck
game. You can't like. That's why balancing is so hard. And I mean, Blizzard's not doing a great job on it right now. And
Yeah.
but a lot of games don't do a good job on it because it is really hard to cater to both fucking low skill players and high skill players. Like unless you do two separate fucking patches for these players, like you have somebody who can fucking snipe on Widow and like constantly get dinks, but then you have people who fucking charge 20% on her fucking headshots and like wonder why they're not getting kills or something,
Yeah.
or he'll sit there and spam body shot whenever it's at 100%. Yeah, but yeah, bouncing's super hard because you have like, I would say two, but it's probably around like 4 different player skill levels,
I think there needs to be a way to balance better than just like making him more brain dead. I don't know. Like making him more brain dead just doesn't seem like the answer for these characters.
Well, that's why you have these games come out with so many different heroes and champions for League, because it's hard to balance these characters, so they instead go with like a new character, right? And if it's too hard to play or if it's too shit to play, then it'll just fall out, right? And then you rebalance it, and then it's either broken or not, right? So I mean, the way that games balance is pretty fucking in depth, I think, and the people that complain about it, they just don't understand how much time and how much work it is to balance something like that, and like how many number calculations, and even those number calculations aren't enough because you have to like factor in skill and then like people's like ability to grasp onto that skill, and yeah, it's a lot of work to balance.
Okay, and also in terms of talking on balancing, you would say like Overwatch's balance team is pretty hands off, right? They drop a balance patch like once in a while, and they sit there and like let it fester and stuff, and let us see how it plays out because they don't want to be too touchy on it, right? They don't want to keep changing stuff every week, right? You say they're pretty hands off.
No, yeah.
Well, the Hearthstone team was the same way, but now the Hearthstone's aggressively patching and balance changing cards and stuff like every like month or so, when they used to be untouched for 6 months to a year.
Well,
would you think Overwatch would be a better game if they more aggressively? I'm not saying like every week. I'm saying like maybe like every month or so.
I mean, I would
balance changes, some like major balance changes.
I would be fine with every week as long as they like were working on getting it right. I mean, like it shouldn't take that long to get a decent balance out,
But
Um,
the thing is, like, you gotta let players figure out how to play around certain stuff. Some stuff might not be as broken as you would think. Like when it first comes out, you're like, "Wow, this
oh,
is
I
broken."
mean, yeah,
And
for
then,
sure. So something
yeah,
like 2 weeks maybe. I
yeah.
mean, a week for pros, 2 weeks for probably casuals. I don't even know about casual. It's hard to say, but
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, like a week to 2 weeks. That's fine for pro players or I guess like semi-pro. You would call them. I don't even know if you want to call them semi-pros. But people above casual. Uh, I think that's more than enough time, but that's just to me personally. I can catch on to something a lot quicker than a lot of people I know for a fact, though.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I would like to see him like definitely like aggressively change more
yeah,
stuff.
I mean, as long as it doesn't completely break the game, or if it does completely break the game, you're getting that patch out a lot faster, or reverting the patch.
Because
But
they
I,
really have let these metas fester. Like you had like dive for like fucking 2 seasons or something like that. Like dive was meta, and
oh
then you have
yeah,
like goats, which is like meta for 2 seasons. It's like holy shit, dude.
but I don't think Goats is ever gonna get stomped out. I think it's still being played. I was watching. Fuck, I don't know
It's
who I
still
was
being played,
watching.
yeah.
Oh, I was
Even with
watching.
the further Brigida nerfs, it'll still be played. I'm pretty
You
sure.
know who Adapt the Best is, right?
No.
It's an Overwatch streamer, but she was playing and her team even was calling for goats. I was like, wait, didn't they like kill goats? But I guess it's still a thing in high elo.
Oh yeah, they still play even after, like I said, even after the nerfs, where they're gonna make her armor prioritized over, say, like Zenyatta's shield. So let's say you sit there and like heal Zenyatta, and now he has shield, Brigida armor, and his health.
No, yeah, yeah.
When he gets shot next, it's gonna take away that Brigida armor, and then his shield, and then his health.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it's
That
gonna work.
that's a fine change. I didn't understand
Oh
why they
yeah,
did it the other way in the first place. When Zarya had that shield, I was like, wait, hold on. She has that armor
it's
behind that
broken,
shield.
especially with the perma Brigida armor and stuff. The fact that you can sit behind that shield too is just like ridiculous.
Yeah, and I don't even know how that works with the shield. Is it giving the armor buff to that shield? Because you get the armor buff, right? Which is the damage reduction. How much is it?
I think no, the damage reduction's only when the armor is being taken away, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So I would, I mean, for me personally, the way like shit works in gaming, I feel like that would have been bugged out, and like the armor would have been getting counted as shield, and you'd be
I don't think so. I think like it's when the bullet hits there, like hits you and it's taking away armor. I think it like it gets reduced from that.
So that
It's I don't think
that
it
point
like
in
bugs
the
out.
yeah that point in the
Yeah.
health bar or whatever. Yeah, I was just saying like that. I'm surprised that it wasn't bugged out like that. Is what I meant. I guess.
Yeah. You also had heard that they're gonna buff like beam weapons. Oh, not buff beam weapons, but they said they overhauled their like tick. It's like tick weapons, like fast tick weapons. So like Winston's Tesla cannon, Zarya's beam, Moira, and like Symmetra.
Mm-hmm.
So like those fast tick beam weapons, apparently like the way like that currently has to deal with armor is like really bad, and they said like they don't have it fine tuned, but they have a new way of balancing it and like having it fine tuned. So you'll see characters like maybe Winston and like Zarya and stuff get buffed in terms of dealing with armor characters.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
saying like Moira probably not, because Moira does extremely well against armored characters, but maybe the other three you can see
no,
some damage buff.
definitely Winston. Like sometimes on Winston,
yeah.
I'm just like I'm not doing damage to this guy.
You're sitting there like spraying Hammond or like anyone with
Yeah.
armor, and you're just like, huh.
I'm surprised that the shielding worked the way that it did, because you had like someone like Symmetra, or no, I'm not surprised. You had like Symmetra, old Symmetra, where her shield would go over the armor. So I wonder if they were just taking that into account, right? So like people with armor, they thought it didn't really matter because like old Symmetra's shield wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, when I saw the way the armor worked on Zarya and Zenyatta, I thought that was insane that they would do it that way. Because you have to do a lot of damage. I mean, you have to do half their health generally on shield characters to get to that armor part.
Oh yeah,
And
you
usually,
gotta like go all in just to get rid of their armor. It's like kind of crazy.
yeah, usually characters like Tracer, if you're not an amazing Tracer, you're taking all of your whole clip to do half that shield sometimes, if they're like moving around and shit, or like like guiding you a bit.
Do you think they need like more tank characters in Overwatch 2? Like when you compare it to like the
Yes.
DPS and support roster, like you've like what 6 tanks?
No,
Like,
yeah,
maybe 7.
yeah, they
And then
definitely
you have like what, like 14 DPS? Like
yeah, they're definitely not giving enough to tanks and supports, I think.
yeah.
I mean, what do you have, like fucking like
'Cause
15
every time I
DPS or
play, I'm
some
like,
shit?
I ask you, I'm like, do I play Diva here? Do I play Hog here? Do I play Zarya here? Like, if I'm not playing a main tank, like those are my three choices. Because like Hammond's very situational in my opinion.
Honestly,
He's gotta be played against the right comp.
I think they need one more main tank and probably like 3 more off tanks, and then for supports, I think they need like 2 more main healers, and I think the off healers are fine right now.
Focus healers too. You're right. Actually, supports there aren't that many either. When I think about it.
I mean, realistically, you have Ana and Moira. I wouldn't count Mercy in just because you have to be good at Mercy for her to be like considered a good healer or main healer.
That's true.
And I love Mercy, but I wouldn't consider her a main healer unless you're like extremely good at her.
I think they like also take into account though, like if they do come out with more tank characters, and they have to be so careful with their like healing characters, their main healers, and their tank characters, because like Goats is already busted, right? Or like pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you have like a new tank that enables something else even more insane with Goats, or like a healer that can heal even more. It gets kind of insane, but.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be careful, but I feel like I wish games were more okay with like taking out a character out of the game. I like how League did it. If a character was like broken, they would actually just take it out of the game for a little bit.
Well, they worked on it, because it would make the games just like unplayable and not fun.
No, so I think Overwatch would probably take that into account. Maybe with Brigitte, I didn't think Brigitte was that bad, but maybe when they thought she was broken, why not suggest taking her out or something?
Yeah. Remember like the whole, I don't know if you're like, you weren't the one talking to me. I think it was Andy talking to me about it. Like the whole delete Brig movement. And there's this one Overwatch YouTuber named Ariana Rose. So I guess like raided the Overwatch forums with her friends. And they were like saying rework Mercy or something like that. Anyways, they were sitting there like fucking spamming and being toxic on the forums. They started like crying. They got fucking permabanned on the forums and shit.
I mean,
it's not like weird shit like that.
You're brigading, so I mean, it's all power to them. Can't complain about that. You're doing something fucking stupid, so.
Aria Rose, was that the whole story, Andy? Like, I can't remember really.
Is she cute?
I don't know if she does like, even a picture of her online. She sounds okay.
I clicked on the images and it was just a bunch of like Mercy pictures.
There's a reason she came up though. He was talking to me, and there's a reason she came up. Let's get TLDR of it. Okay. Oh, it was just Overwatch drama, right? And then she deleted all of her socials. It's funny. Okay, she was actually the chick who made the YouTube video calling out Pokimane for being like an attention whore and being like one of those like, girls in high school is like popularity and like super shady and stuff. And she called her out for that.
I think it's funny too because Pokimane's was pretty open about how she looked in high school and shit. I mean. Not to be mean, she wasn't the hottest pickle there, but
really, God, that's the girl you wish you got out in high school. Did fuck?
She showed old videos of her in high school, and she wasn't as.
What would you? Was she like a like a 4? Or
I mean, I don't want to be that rude, dude. I would say probably a 6, but I mean honestly.
I mean, I'm saying you aim for the 6s and 7s and stuff. You don't aim for the 10s. You certainly don't aim for the 3s. The 3s like rarely turn into the 10s.
I didn't know her personality, so that's usually what I judge them off of, But yeah. I mean, she was a little bit chunkier, but she definitely worked it off. She did good on herself, right?
She put in the time and effort, and she I'm not saying she's using it to her advantage, but she's
I think that's probably just rude to assume how people were in high school, especially when it was probably so long ago. And I say so long ago, I don't know how old she is, but that's a long time to change, like from high school to like
she's got to be in her young 20s, I think.
Yeah, she's probably around like my age or something. So I mean, like I look nothing like I did in fucking high school.
In high school, you were kind of cute.
Have you seen how I looked when I was in high school?
You used to have your Skype pictures like younger. You look completely fucking different.
Yeah. I look completely different. I look like a fucking.
The neck beard wasn't there, dude. Yeah. Hair was combed, short hair.
Fuck that, dude. Now I sit inside. I don't even have to worry about that.
Okay, back to topics though.
I mean, that was pretty on topic, I think.
Go for like Groundhog Day and end on the other one?
I mean,
what's there to really talk about with Groundhog Day besides like saying like what the hell?
Well, I wanted to talk more about the expansion of VR here. We were talking about VR in the last
Oh yeah.
podcast, and this is another expansion on VR. So let's go to that.
Okay.
So VR Groundhog Day. Okay, so basically Groundhog Day, the movie, is getting its sequel in VR. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. I guess they wanted to do a sequel, and for some reason they decided VR was the place to do it after how many years? 1993 is when. Wait. Oh yeah, 1993 is when the movie came out, and we're how many years? 16
since 93.
Yeah.
16. No more.
No, 26.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know why I put out the other time, but anyways, yeah. So I mean, like 26 years later, they're deciding VR is a place to release their sequel. That's weird. I mean, I liked Groundhog Day, but it's a weird time to come out with it for sure. This is going to be a nostalgia movie. I don't think a lot of the current generations are going to really probably want to, or they'll probably play it, but they're not going to understand the movie as much, right? Because it's going to be a sequel. I guess if they go back and watch it, it's going to be why did I have to look over at chat? It always throws me off when I look over at it. Unless they go back and watch this movie, I don't think they're going to appreciate it as much because it's going to be a sequel, and I don't know how many people are going to go back. But I like the fact that they're releasing it on VR, getting VR more attention. I mean, you're going to have all these movie companies looking at VR now because something like Groundhog Day is going to be released in it. So
looking at the graphics, it looks kind of like like Hello Neighbor-ish. It's not gonna be like incredible graphics, but we're far from that in a lot of VR games, unless you're a AAA company, in my opinion. I mean, it's Sony working on it, so I mean they could make it look really good, but I don't think that's what they're aiming for. I think they're aiming for more, maybe like a younger audience. I don't know.
Well, no, I don't think they're really aiming for a younger audience. I think it's the graphics they have to work with, right? I don't know how much power VR has in the.
Well, I mean, like you have games like Elite Dangerous, where like you feel like you're
honestly
really
that's different though, right? You're following a POV thing. You're not like I don't know. Because this is.
But it's not like an open world where you're walking around. I guess if that's what you mean. I mean. It kind of is, but it's more of just you controlling the camera, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like it's probably ground up being built for VR, not like Elite Dangerous, where like because like with Elite Dangerous, I think it's basically doing a screen, right?
Well, it pretty much just like 360 video or 360 displays like 360 video, and you can just look around it like that's all it does. It renders in 360 basically.
Yeah.
Compared to like normally when you're playing where it doesn't do that, it just renders in whatever degree angle you have, view angle.
Yeah, I'm not well versed in the tech of it, so, but I'm sure they're just using what they have at their hands here. But yeah, it should be pretty cool. I mean, I don't have a VR.
Is it something I'll buy? Probably, honestly. I would think it depends on the price. If it was like $20 or something, I'd buy.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to test out for VR if you have the setup already. I don't think it's something people are going to go out and buy VR for. Well, actually, no. Maybe the older generations, they have the time and money to put into it. Maybe
for me with VR though, a game like this it has to be family oriented because it's not going to be like that's not going to be a game I play solo on my VR headset. A lot of my games I have on VR are all like family oriented, where you can like take turns and play and like have a good laugh together.
No, I mean, I guess if you're into that,
like a story-driven VR game for me, like it would have to be like insanely good looking. Like it would have to be like like a war simulator kind of game with like insane graphics. Like that's when I would play solo in VR.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess
we're far from that. So
yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know how far you get those jumps in development and
yeah.
So you never know how far away it is.
I don't think that the 2000 Nvidia series really did anything, but maybe the next series will be like a huge bump up in like computing power and stuff.
Well, I think they have the capability. It's just the retailing it to people is not worth it. Just like how graphics in gaming, they have the ability to make the graphics insane, but it's not retailable. So
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, should be cool.
That's kind of the sad thing, yeah, is you can make the graphics like unbelievably like crazy, but it wouldn't be like as optimized for, I guess, your standard consumer.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you have like different graphical settings and stuff, it's still like, I think at the base it wouldn't run well. All right, you want to talk about Resident Evil 2?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to touch on it a little bit. There's not much to talk about here, but
Hmm.
yeah. So let me go back to this and change the topic.
Okay, so when Resident Evil 2 getting DLC, was there DLC for the original Resident Evil 2?
I don't believe so. That's what I wanted to talk about. It seems like they're adding new stories basically, so they're increasing the price of this game basically. Like, because I was surprised it was a $60 game, and I was like, oh wait, it actually
It is
looks...
free DLC too. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah. So
I really do want to play through it. I really do.
yeah, I mean, it's actually pretty cool. You're getting different stories. I guess there's 2 other stories you can follow. Yeah, free DLC. I believe I saw someone play a little bit of it. I didn't watch it too much. Oh wait, no, maybe I didn't. Oh wait, yeah, I guess I didn't watch them play it. I could have sworn I was watching them play some sort of storyline. But yeah, I think it's cool that they're adding more to the story, or more to the game, that is, because I thought for $60, even though it was revamped graphics, it wasn't that worth it at first. I saw the graphics and it did look a lot better, but now they're adding free DLC to it. That
Well, also if you're a Resident Evil buff, it's lore that you actually like care about.
yeah,
You care about the story, you care about the game, so
definitely good work on their part, and the fact that they're mentioning making Resident Evil 3 now, or remaking it, I should say. And they did comment on it saying that it's a possibility. They're definitely not against it.
Do you know what the fan favorite Resident Evil games are? It's like 2 and 3, and I think that's it, right?
I'm not sure, but I know which I put on the topic list here is that Resident Evil 7 was awful. I personally bought this and I refunded it instantly because I was playing with my brother, and we played probably like a good like 30 minutes, and I was just like, holy shit, this is awful. And
which one was 7? Was that that wasn't Biohazard, right, or whatever it's called?
No, it was this. I don't know how to describe it.
It's called Resident Evil 7.
Yeah. Oh no, maybe it wasn't. Okay, no, it wasn't 7.
It was Biohazard. Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah. No,
I think I got it too.
I didn't think people thought that Biohazard was awful, did they? I thought a lot of people had fun with it because it was like the story. It was like more like the old Resident Evils. So it was 6 that I bought. Okay, not 7.
Let me see. Maybe I didn't play Biohazard then. Oh no, 6 sucked. Yeah, 6 sucked for sure.
6 was awful. 7 or Biohazard was pretty good. People liked it. It was more story driven. Because 6 turned a lot of the later Resident Evils turned into the entirely gunplay, less story driven.
It was this one because it's Resident Evil 6 / Biohazard 6. It was this one that I played.
Yeah.
I didn't get past like the first mission even, I don't think.
Oh fuck, Resident Evil 5. That was a good one. I don't know if you played that one. This is the one that like, had like free demos on console.
I probably played it at my friend's house. Let me see. Oh no, I don't think I did.
You didn't?
I think I played 4. Oh, maybe I did.
I think it was their first cooperative one. Let me.
Oh, it's the one in like. Yeah, I played this one then.
Yeah, so this one was great. I like this one.
Yeah.
I think the style from 5 to 6 changes too drastically.
Well, I think with 7 they started going back to their roots and stuff. So.
I think the only failure was 6. Every other one I liked. Huh. No, yeah, 6 is definitely the one I refunded. Yeah. No, yeah. So I mean, good shit on them. They're doing. I think Resident Evil is doing a great job. I haven't had any complaints besides 6. I played every other one.
Some guy Some guy in the comments on PC Gamer whining about a remake, saying they're gonna make it awful, just like they made the Resident Evil 2 demo or remake awful. I don't know. I think it's someone who's like,
he's in the minority.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like most of the hardcore fans are definitely not feeling that way.
Exactly. I don't know. He's definitely in the minority. He seems like somebody that probably wants to complain to.
Yeah.
But you know, some people just don't like the game, or yeah, again, he might be one of those people that just don't like the game. He just wants to complain about it. Maybe he wasn't a hardcore fan.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that's last topic, I guess, right?
Unless for the podcast. Else. Yeah, unless anyone in chat's got something. I don't have anything to really talk about, I don't think. I added a couple topics that was off the top of my mind.
Yeah, I mean, at least that was a lot of what was going on. I can take another quick look and see if there's anything we can talk about. Because I mean, now there
was a lot that happened this week. There was a lot.
Yeah.
I guess there was the apology from Twitch. I don't think we talked about that last week, where they said they're never going to run an ad like that again. An ad that pulls viewers away from streamers' streams to another stream.
So I guess somebody who used to work with Twitch said that they just put that out for PR reasons, that they're probably going to end up doing it again.
If they do it again, they're going to. I don't know. That would be bad.
I guess they think the fallout from it's not. It doesn't hurt them enough. Because that's again an old Twitch CEO or something. I don't think it was.
Well, CEO. I mean, people were up in arms about it last time, and they sat here and did it again. I was like, you sent it to me. I was like, "There's no way they did it again. No, that's not possible."
No, exactly. That's what I was like, why would they do it again? I understand that it's Pokemon and NFL stuff, but why would you do it again after you know? Honestly, you see that it doesn't work for someone like Ninja, and then you move on to a girl streamer in a gaming community. That was a yikes to me.
Well, they went from like, it's like, meta to hate Ninja. Like, of course you're gonna get more hatred when it's like Ninja, to like, a girl streamer. Of course people are gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be more hate again just because it's a girl streamer.
Exactly. And not that people outright hate Pokemon or they outright hate the NFL, right? But you're putting something that is not gaming like the NFL, or not the target gaming people play,
right?
And then you put like a girl out there with like the gaming community. It's just destined to fail there. I think if they did it with somebody that people liked better, maybe it'd be received a little bit better, and then they slowly started branching out to other content creators.
There has to be ways for them to like I get they want to promote events and stuff. That makes sense, but there has to be a way to do it without doing it on other people's streams while they're live streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying, hey, instead of watching this person, go over here. It has to be a better way.
I mean, I heard a lot of people say they didn't really care, or at least from streamers' point of view, they were saying they didn't care. You had a couple people say like, well, this is directly affecting my stream, right? Because you're having competitors on your stream.
Right.
I think if you're secure enough as a streamer, it's fine. But I saw someone like Destiny complain and say like, yeah, I don't want this on my stream either.
Well, yeah, and Doc originally complained too. Like it's like your platform saying like this person's better than you in a sense. Like I don't know.
I bring up Destiny because he has a very loyal audience, right? And he was like upset about it, so that's why I was like, okay, well, somebody who has a core like dedicated audience is annoyed that this is happening. I can only imagine for someone like Doc how it would feel. Because you have not to shit on like people like Doc or Ninja, they don't really have that loyal community, right? They have people that are watching him for the game they're playing, and you see Ninja play different games, and he gets wrecked. And
no viewers, yeah. Also, do you want to talk about that one guy from you said it was the baseball team, New York Yankees, right? Did you say Yankees or the one guy who was live streaming on Twitch though?
Okay, let's do this. How could we phrase this topic?
Just say like celebrity live
Twitch mainstream.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so fuck, I can't remember the streamer's name. God damn it. It's like Snapper. Uh, 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 so he plays for the New York Giants.
Oh, Giants, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Wait, the New York Giants.
That's right, right? New York.
No, the Giants are San Francisco.
No, New York Giants.
Wait,
so this is football.
Team.
My
Okay,
bad.
I don't follow football, dude. My bad.
No, yeah. So the New York Giants.
My bad. My bad. I had actually never heard of the New York Giants. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're not into sports, I mean, I don't really know too much about them myself.
They can't be a big football team. So I've literally never heard of them. So
no, they are. What do you mean?
Are they?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I like never seen them in like I don't know, like the playoffs or anything, like Super Bowl. I've just never seen them.
Oh, I mean, I don't know how good they are, but yeah, they're in the
That's what I'm saying. It must be like shit because I don't watch like the preseason games and like the normal season games really. So
I wish I could find out this guy's name. Twitch streamer.
Oh, fucking Peyton Manning's brothers on the team. Okay, maybe they are decent. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll keep looking for this guy's name. But basically, we have this NFL player, who decided to start streaming on Twitch. He wants to connect with his viewers more, and he said he's been watching Twitch since 2006, I think, or something like that. So he's been watching 16. This shit for a while. No, 6, I believe.
2006
also. No. Maybe it is 16. Fuck. I don't know. I have to go back.
Unless he's watching Justin TV. Maybe he meant Justin TV since like 2006.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I wasn't ready for this topic, Ryan. Okay. So yeah. Where are we going with this? Oh yeah. So I think that's cool that these people are using it to talk to their community. Ryan, yeah. Do you want to dive into this? You're the one that brought this up, okay?
I was trying to look for the guy too. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Like, even you said he was sitting there streaming with like 15 something viewers. He ended up going on a podcast or something.
Right. So he went on the Raj Patel. Yeah, King of the Hill, I believe. I don't know if you know about his podcast, but basically, like, people vote who they want to stay on, and like slowly it dwindles down to whoever wins.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I think that's cool that he's trying to get into Twitch. Yeah,
I think it's really awesome. Like, especially when like T-Pain and stuff started streaming. I think it's really cool because they just want to connect to their fans.
Exactly, because
in a way that I don't think you can connect to your fans in any other way. Like DMing them on Twitter and stuff, and like it's not the same at all.
Right. So I mean, like, you have these people that already make them enough money that don't really need the Twitch money, right?
Right.
I mean, even though they still have things like donations, because reading or like listening to a TTS donation is a lot easier to respond to than trying.
Especially when you're not a professional streamer.
Yeah,
you're not,
exactly.
Like looking at chat and playing a game is a lot harder for some people.
Yeah, so I think that's really cool that it's getting more light, especially somebody in the NFL. That's bringing a lot of more light to the Twitch mainstream. You can't sit there and put money sign connecting money sign with money sign your money sign fans money sign. Like, this guy he's plays for the NFL. Like, if he's benched, he's making still more than enough money to live off of. I don't know how much playtime he gets, but yeah.
Professional streamer Omega. Well, I know it's kind of redundant, but not redundant, but
no, you can't even shit on them for being professional streamers. That's a legit job. They make a lot more money than fucking anybody that is gonna see this.
J Omega Lol B. Am I right, boys?
Yeah,
huh?
Exactly. So he's on the Raj show. I forget what he went to after that I saw him. because I don't watch Raj Patel.
Also, like speaking of Raj Patel, what do you think of like? Because I've been seeing it a lot recently. Like all these podcasts now that like this group is a part of. Like they have like it's all like this like big circle, right?
Oh yeah,
It's you know like Destiny, Raj, like Canute.
No, yeah, it's becoming a good networking outlet. I mean, I think that's good.
Do you think how's there enough stuff to talk about though when they're doing like
it's
7 podcasts a week? It seems like.
It's well, you're seeing different points of view. You have repeat topics during it. I mean, it's easy content.
Oh, I guess you could do repeat. Yeah, some people have to deal with the repeat, but you definitely you have the different points of view and stuff.
No, yeah, it's easy content. I think. I think that's why a lot of people are doing it because they don't have games to play. You know, usually games would be easy content, but when you have shit games, you know, it's not very easy to fucking sit there and shit talk during games.
Wait, whose podcast? Raj Patel? I can't stand his podcast.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it personally, but his is more, like Raj is probably less professional than the others, I would say, right? Than like Destiny and even like Trainwreck. Well, I mean, Trainwreck is pretty unprofessional, but
I believe
at least Destiny's podcast. And,
I believe Raj was one of the first like actual podcasts. So
yeah.
So I mean, are you saying like business wise? Does it look like businessy or whatever?
I just mean like when compared to Destiny, like of course Destiny sits there and screams about topics. He gets like, well, no, it's more like debates and call-ins and stuff. I think his podcast, he's very calm, collective. It might not. It's not that he's like lacking passion, but he has control and he's very clear and concise about what his views on whatever the topic is, and he backs up his facts he backs up his points.
Where are you going with this?
With logic. I'm just saying, like, he doesn't just like scream and stuff. Like when you get on like Trainwreck's podcast, where they're all just like screaming about random shit. Like Raj Patel's podcast, where they're all just screaming about random shit. Or you'll see clips all the time of them yelling over each other, like all the time.
Well, the thing with their podcast is, yeah, they're marketed that way. They're marketed to be like a shit show. Like Trainwreck's podcast is legit called the Scuff Podcast. So, I mean, and with Raj's, it's supposed to be more like reality TV bullshit. So that's just the way they're supposed to be. Yeah.
I thought Destiny was kind of open to like losing debates. Is he not? I thought he was like he had an open mind about changing his.
No, he does.
Views.
What he's saying is okay. What he's saying is wrong. This is somebody that probably just hates Destiny. No offense, but he's more than open to change his views if you provide facts for it.
I'm always open to change my views. There's a lot. There's too much knowledge in the world to really know everything. So
exactly. I mean,
with the knowledge you're given, you form opinions and stuff based off of those facts. But there's so many more facts out there that can easily change your mind.
Yeah. No, yeah, Destiny does his research, and if somebody points out his research is wrong, he's okay with that if you provide why it's wrong. Not if you go in there and you say like, no, that's wrong, and you don't provide a reason why it's wrong, he's gonna ban you. Like you're just making it a shit show. I've seen that more than enough times. If somebody says some stupid shit like to counter what he says, of course he's gonna get upset if they don't provide anything to support that. That's just the way people are, right? Where is Gavin?
He's in a better place now.
Yeah.
He's probably playing some anime game on his phone.
Okay, well, next one we can probably do a guest. I'll ask
Dude!
Gavin. I'll ask
Dude!
Okay, stop. So next one, yeah, we'll bring on Gavin if he wants to. I'll see if he's down for it. If not, then if any of you guys you want to speak up in chat right now, I'll see about getting you guys into. I'm
really not versed enough in these topics to sit there and be like, "Oh, Destiny's wrong about this." He talks a lot about politics and shit, which I'm very not well versed in. If he talked about something actually in my ballpark, he'd be like, Destiny, "Okay, he's like wrong."
Destiny provides dictionary definitions of stuff, a lot, which is mostly wrong 90% of the time. What does that mean?
It's hard. It's hard for you to like say that unless like you have a very great understanding of politics and what he talks about, gun control, and et cetera, et cetera.
Wait, Ziffly, can you elaborate on that? Because what you said actually just doesn't make sense to me. Because how is a different dictionary definition wrong?
Thinking.
Because I mean, again, like I said, he's open to being wrong, but he wants proof that he's wrong, right?
Oh, maybe what Jeffrey said. Okay, yeah. So
Well, okay. The thing Destiny does at the start of, well, not at the start, but during, or like if they don't agree, okay. So if he feels like he's not agreeing with somebody and it's over a word, he tries to have the person define what they think that word means to them. He legit does this like all the time. If like they're saying, soup, and he's like, okay, what do you mean by soup? Like creamy soup or fucking, like a brothy soup? Like, like he tries to understand what they mean by soup, right? Like that's what he does. I'm hoping Zifly understands what I'm saying. I understand you guys don't.
Where's this going? What?
Well, because if they don't agree on a word, like he tries to get a fundamental understanding on what that word means.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I've seen him do that.
Okay, he understands it. Yeah, so he does this. I don't know why you are saying he doesn't.
No, I think he's like saying like in Destiny's views, he misinforms himself because he has these. It's hard to like explain. But he has like these like thoughts and ideas that you read on paper and they make sense, but they don't apply to the real world, I guess. But like I said, like I'm not well versed enough in these areas to say that.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm giving you a chance to elaborate.
Yeah,
because what he's basically kind of like socialism. Wait, what's like socialism?
Well, Destiny's a socialist, is he not? He thinks like living in a socialist society is the ideal society.
No, I don't think he generally like labels himself.
Yeah, when it's like banter he gets when he's with his buddies, right? Like I'm a socialist.
Well, they call him multiple things.
Oh yeah, I think he thinks like the ideal socialist society is the ideal society, but like the world will never become a socialistic society because I guess there's things holding him back for whatever reason. I don't know, dude. It's like I said, I'm not well versed enough in this stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, this isn't a political podcast, so we can't really go too much into it.
It works for me now.
Like Zifly, if you want to come in and talk about it on like my regular stream, I'll talk to you about that. But I don't think Ryan really wants to delve too deep into this, and it is supposed to be more of a game.
Ryan, don't throw me into the bus here.
Well, I'm fine with going in and talking about it a little bit, but again, we started out saying with this podcast we didn't want to go really into politics.
Okay, yeah, sure. Well, yeah.
So yeah, if you want to do this on the regular,
you can just cut the podcast and we'll go to playing Overwatch, and if you want to go from there to talking about.
And a podcast, I'm going to start stream and restart it. It should take like 2 seconds.